games of this week, week 10. A lot of people like to watch this on the views. Baltimore at Minnesota. Minnesota came off that big game, man. We just talked about that with Detroit. Baltimore came off a big game, blew out Miami on the road. Minnesota was 8-point underdogs, by the way. Lamar Jackson as a starter, 24-3 against the NFC. I know Brian Flores will throw him some different looks and may fluster Lamar Jackson. But, man, Baltimore is really healthy as they've been all year. J.J. McCarthy, he had a pretty good game last week. Now he's going against a different animal here. Although he is at home, I still like the Ravens, 27-21 Baltimore. Lamar will get another win against the NFC. What you think about that game?
Yeah, I mentioned it a couple weeks ago where Baltimore will have the easier like the second easiest schedule of the NFL. They're going to win out. I feel like this is another game they're going to take. I think that the Vikings are probably going to be too tired from overextending themselves to try to beat the Lions.
In that Detroit game?
Yeah, and I don't think they got enough rest and recuperation for that. So I think Baltimore's going to come in and as long as they're physical and they start scoring, they're the Vikings will be looking at them, looking up at the scoreboard at them. So I think it's probably going to be about Lamar's back. So I'd say about 29 to I'll give it 21 points.
For
I'll say
Baltimore,
it'll be
Baltimore
an odd
wins.
score. Yeah, I think JJ McCarthy might get a safety or might do something weird. There might be a field goal block or something.
Yeah.
It might.
Then they strike midnight for him,
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna get to him. So yeah, what I say 29, 21?
Ravens. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. New England. Now they're playing Tampa. Tampa's off this bye week. It's a very light, thin spread here. This will be one of the better games of the week. This is a very good game. Very good week in the NFL. 2.5-point favorites for the Bucks here. Patriots, I mentioned earlier, coming off that 6-game winning streak. Tight game against Atlanta at home. They almost lost that game. Now, Tampa's coming off a bye. They still won't have Godwin. They still won't have Mike Evans. But they will have who else was it? I can't remember. It doesn't matter because they're going to have they won't have Bucky Irvin. That's what. But they have Rashard White. I like White at quarterback there, or running back, excuse me. And of course, you got Emeka Buka there. They still got a pretty formidable staff there. Tez Johnson or whatever his name is, the other wide receiver. I still think Baker Mayfield will probably outduel, air quote, Drake May at home. They're off the bye week. New England hadn't had the bye week, kind of like the Buffalo Kansas City situation. I like your Bucks, man. 24-21. Still be a tight game because the Pats, they don't never give up. What do you think about that game, man?
Yeah, I think the real Drake May will show up in this game. It's him being green. This game's going to be too much overwhelming for him. Tampa Bay's at home. That crowd's going to get loud. Baker's got a little bit of rest. Everybody's going to be riding high from coming off of the bye week, and I think that this is going to go 27-17. Tampa Bay will beat. I mean, that's a good home game for them too. Like it's a good game. And everybody's gonna be excited because they're going.
Oh, it'll be rocking. That place will be rocking.
Nobody wants to hear about New England, the Patriots being good again, especially in Tampa, and so this is gonna be fun.
That's a good point. 49ers, Rams. Man, Rams looked so good last week. They looked so good the week before that when they went over to Europe. And won that game coming off that bye week last week. And the 49ers, they got off a good win against your Giants, of course. But the Niners did not make a trade at that trade deadline. They still got Fred Warner out. Of course, Nick Bosa's out. And I think they got Mikael Williams. That was a defensive tackle that from Ole Miss. Michael Williams. I'm sorry. Mikael Williams is from Georgia. but their rookie guys out too. The Rams get back at them, man. It's in San Francisco. It's a tight spread there. Rams are obviously favored. I do think Rams win 27-20. It'll be a tight game. It always is because the Rams or the 49ers always play the Rams really well. McVay versus Cal Shanahan. But I'm Rams this time 27-20. I think they get revenge on them. What do you think, man?
Yeah, this time Shanahan is he's had his he had his day. This team is so beat up, but they're
Yeah.
young and they're resilient and they'll put up a fight. But I'm with you, man. I think this is going to be 24-21. I don't feel
You
like
think the Rams win?
yeah, I think the Rams is going to win this one, man. Even though they're in San Francisco and usually the 49ers play better at home, uh listen, it could be a weather game, man. It could be sloppy and windy
Yeah.
out there. You know, it's that time of year for San Francisco, but the better team is Los Angeles, and they've been playing in different weathers. In San Francisco, they just been they played the Giants. You know, like they're good. They feel good about themselves. Like this ain't the Rams, so you know they going I feel they're gonna struggle. But if the weather is what's supposed to be in San
It's
Francisco
supposed to
this
be
time of
good
year,
weather, man. I mean, I can look it up, but I don't think it's
if the weather is bad, then San Francisco will win this game.
that's true.
I'm just saying.
Although, no, I don't think it weather's going to be good, but I just think that the Rams will probably get this game. I just don't
Yeah,
see how.
yeah.
It's straight mental. If the Rams, as good as they've been playing, lose this game, as bad as, and I know that Mac Jones can play well, I don't think Purdy's going to play. And if he does, that would also probably help the Rams because he could be rusty. You know,
That's true.
only way the Rams really lose this game if they go in there and just turn the ball over
Yeah, I
a
don't
bunch
see
of
that
times.
happening.
Yeah. Or
And they got
something
it.
happened, God forbid something happened to Stafford and get hurt,
Oh
then the
man.
whole thing could be thrown off track. Um, but
Yo,
no, I'm
Halloween was
Rams.
last week. Halloween was last week. Why you putting out the spookiness for the Rams?
Right, right. That's true. That's true, man. Uh, this is another great game, man. I think this one's on Monday night. Philadelphia, Green Bay. Packers. Listen, folks, the Packers are actually 2.5 point favorites coming off a loss to, and that, they lost Tucker Kraft too, but they also got that Musgrave guy tight end against Carolina. Man, talented team, but led by a soft coach, and they're very distracted easy. Very distracted. They will come back and play well, though. They've got a few question marks on the team as a whole, but I didn't see any major players that are out for Green Bay. But you know something? Philadelphia, unlike Buffalo, they added Jalen Phillips, an edge rusher from Miami. They added Jar Alexander. That's a former Green Bay Packer who went to Baltimore. I guess he didn't work out in Baltimore. They liked the young guy better. He's coming back to Green Bay. I think off the bye week as well, this Eagle team, I think that sends a shockwave to the players. Brandon Graham coming out of retirement, also going to help out at pass rush. I think it goes from management, from ownership to management, down to the players that they really want us to win another Super Bowl. You know what? That motivates me to win this game. I like the Eagles to win on the road 27-24. This will be an airtight game. Last minute field goal by the Eagles. And this is a Monday night game. And the weather don't look bad. I think it's be a cool game. I think Saquon will have a pretty good game come Monday night. What do
Yeah,
you
man.
think about
I
Packers and Eagles?
Yeah, I'm liking what you say there. I got them at Philadelphia winning 27-21. I got no love for Love. I got I'm not a big fan of LaFleur. I don't think he's edgy enough. I think he's a good coach. I think the Packers have been uh growing their players, they help them out and stuff, but I just don't see the development that's there, but I don't see that toughness, that grittiness that it takes to
They
get
don't
to the
have
next level.
grittiness.
and that's what you need, especially to play the Eagles. Man, you got to be gritty and you got to be get out there and be physical. And I don't think Green Bay has that, and their coach is not like that. The coach don't even like to take any chances. So I don't. I see this game like you, but I don't think it's a field goal, man. I think Philadelphia goes in there, gets that game, 27-21.
Okay, and I do want to make a side note. The only injury for the Eagles that I would be concerned about is Cam. Is it Jenkins? I think it's Jernigan's or whatever, but he's the center, may be out, and they may have some issues there. But as far as AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Lane Johnson, all that offensive line is in good shape. So maybe they're flustered a little early in this game. Other than that, I think the Eagles play well. That defense for the Eagles is going to play pretty well. But we'll see. We'll see, man. I think Green Bay will give them a game. We're both picking Eagles. That's interesting. This game kept me nervous all. This game has bothered me all week, man. Because this game I'm about to talk about can go both ways. The LA Chargers and the Pittsburgh Steelers here. The Chargers come across the country and play well against Tennessee, but they
Right,
lost Joe Alt for the season in that game against the Titans, man.
right.
The Titans got 6 sacks on Justin Herbert. You know, throwing a couple of interceptions there. They really got on Herbert, man. And I know that they signed Trevor Penning, but he's a guard. They got him in the trade from the New Orleans Saints. He's going to be moved over to left tackle. And I also noted that their right tackle, this Bobby Hart guy, he's their backup right tackle. Remember the other right tackle? He's been out since training camp, Rashawn Slater. You know, Pittsburgh played pretty motivated football on Sunday. And I don't like to take Pittsburgh a lot, but man, I just gotta call it like I see it, man. There's too many injuries with this Charger team on that line, and we saw the 6 turnovers caused there, and I just get a feeling here that the Steelers are going to go across the country, man, and pull this upset off 20-17.
Mm.
Justin Herbert has a long night Sunday night. Steelers get the win. If there was just a little bit more health on their line, I'd probably go the other way because I know Steelers still give up big plays on their defense. What's your thoughts about Steelers and Chargers, man?
Listen, you got Captain, Mr. Captain Terrific, and Mr. Aaron Rodgers going back home. They're gonna be.
AR, yeah, I think he played out in L.A. He's from L.A. area, ain't
He's
he?
from LA. He's gonna be inside, like where they playing that arena now. So
He
there's the
plays
weather.
well in SoFi.
Yeah, that arena is not. It's fun to play in for some of these guys. The new arena, Pittsburgh is doing a lot better than LA right now. They're on a high. This defense is gonna go and try to get Herbert. You know, they got his target. I don't think they'll get 6 turnovers. They might get three, but like we mentioned before,
They only 6, but
even if you get 3 turnovers, you're less likely to win this game. And I think that this is going to be a close game. This is going to be the game of the week. It's a good thing that it's on the Sunday night. I think the Steelers going to win this one 27-24.
so you picked Steelers too. I thought you was gonna go the other way with that. So we're